I think everyone in the States must know Kraft Heinz Corp, even if all you buy is the slow ketchup. You can continue to buy the ketchup, but I wouldn't buy the stock right now. Hang around and I'll tell you why. Kraft Heinz has had some issues. I'll get to that shortly, but first, if you're only half as impatient as me, you'll want to click the gear icon below and select a faster speed to watch this video. Also, stick around for the trading maxim at the end of the video. Right now, just a couple of things before we get started on today's analysis. As I anticipated in Friday's video, which I will link below, Kohl's has closed below the bearish wedge right here, but the volume was a little bit slack. I guess I should say the volume was a lot slack. So just before close on Friday, I took a half position short with my stop around 72.35, which is right up in here somewhere. If this closes back inside this wedge, I'll take the loss. My initial target is 67.10-ish. One caveat here, traders seem to like to go long on this. You see these huge volume spikes on the green bars? So they were all huge long days. There don't seem to be any huge bearish volume spikes in the recent past here. So if you see this spiking with the volume spiking above average, and it's only a couple of hours into the session, get out of it. Live to trade another day. So according to this news story from UPI, Boeing knew for a couple of years now that the alert didn't work on their 737 MAX 8 aircraft. And they didn't share any of that to anyone until after October's Lion Air accident. Well, that sent Boeing's stock into a tailspin right here. See what I did there? This thing gapped down almost 3% in the pre-market this morning. So it's pushed up a little bit. The volume is still not there. It's a little higher volume than we've had the last few days. But it's pretty wimpy. But Boeing is approaching this level down here. So watch for this to close down here below this level to take a short. Make sure you get something approaching average volume before you take that trade. I hope you guys got the break of this wedge on Halliburton. We talked about it on April 22nd in the video. I'll link the video below. This is a great example of Tim losing focus. We got this great sell signal right here, this close. Yeah, let me clear that out. I'm making it hard to see. This close right here on this candle, and we got better than average volume on it, and I totally missed it. Now that trade is up about $1 from that spot, but I'm not in it. So I hope you guys got it. Remember my maxim, a wise person learns from other people's mistakes. So learn from this one. Check all the charts every single day. Also, take this other lesson. Stuff happens, but don't beat yourself up about it. So I'm not beating myself up about it. I've actually identified another opportunity on Halliburton that I can use to fix it. So just to make it a little easier to see, I removed those wedge lines. That wedge came up through here and down through here. But I took that out so you could see this trading range right here that's formed. So this is a really nice looking trading range. So I'm looking for a break below this trading range to go short. Obviously, always with volume. So look for the volume and a close, a daily close below this range. Kraft Heinz has been in this massive downtrend for over 2 years now. You can see this big gap down on right here on huge volume in February of this year due to the shock of a monumentally bad earnings report. The analysts expected about $1 per share profit, and they ended up with about a $10 per share loss. That didn't go over real well with the traders, so you can see the volume that day was 5 times greater than the prior largest volume and significantly higher than the average volume. So now, as if that's not bad enough, Reuters is reporting that Kraft Heinz is to restate nearly 3 years of financial reports after an investigation by the SEC into their procurement practices. So, yeah, the SEC is after them now. You know, while I firmly believe in the chart, and I believe that all the current news is built into the price, I'm pretty sure that this can only be bad news for this stock for the future. So, based on that, here's my plan. So, Kraft is in this great trading range right now, as you can see. And you can see the interest in this consolidation has been dropping off with the reduction in the volume, huge reduction in the volatility here. So I'm pretty sure the traders are just trying to figure out what to do with all this information. So here's what I propose that we do. We wait for more information. Yep, patience is the highest virtue for the successful trader. Wow, that should be one of my maxims, shouldn't it? We're looking for a close outside of the range. Let me erase my little lines here so you can see the range. We're looking for a close outside of this range, below here or above here, but it's got to be supported by volume, okay? You know, volume is like the oomph behind a move. If there is volume behind a move, then it is less likely to be a head fake or just a move out and in that, you know, just some people who had control of the market that day whipped in and out trying to collect a little bit of extra cash. If there's volume behind it, then the move is more likely to be a significant move. So we're looking for a close outside supported by volume, and the target for the first half of the trade is the ATR, of course, which is currently about 61 cents right here. And wow, that got smushy all of a sudden, didn't it? And the stop loss will be 1.5 times that ATR, so that'll be around 90 cents. Once we're in the trade, if it closes back inside the range, no matter which direction we go, I'm going to take a loss. I'm going to close it. So that's a good way to keep your stop losses small. If whatever you're using as an indication that, you know, signal for your trade, as soon as that is no longer valid, then get out of the trade. And in this case, the break of the range is the signal. So close back in the range is a signal to get out of the trade. Okay? If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them below. Oh goody, it's trading maxim time, and this one is one of my all-time favorites. Actually, most of them are my all-time favorites, but I especially like this one. Trading maxim number 33, a sequence of anecdotes is not data. For those of you who may not speak English as your primary language, an anecdote is just a word-of-mouth story. You know, like, my second cousin's first wife's great uncle's brother lost a bunch of money trading cryptocurrencies, so I'm just staying away from that. That's word of mouth in my best New York accent. And that, you know, word of mouth could be right. It may or may not be accurate. That doesn't matter. The point is, it doesn't tell you anything about what he did, how he did it, any of his methodology, or whether he even had a clue what he was doing at all. So the only thing that's real is your own personal testing. If you hear that using a certain strategy on a certain trading instrument will make you $1 million in 10 minutes, be a little suspicious. But if it looks like a real thing, then run your own tests and collect your own data. That's the only way you'll have confidence in a successful strategy, and you'll be able to stick with it during the hard times when they inevitably come. Remember, on Kraft Heinz, we're looking for a close on either side of this trading range with volume to trade in the direction of the break. I'm thinking bearish, but I'm not going to let that affect my willingness to buy on a break at the top of this range. If you've got a day job and you don't have time to analyze charts, this should be helpful to you. Trading Strategy Guides now offers the Strike Trader Elite Trade Signals service. That's a mouthful, isn't it? You'll get Forex trade signals on a dozen or so pairs on several different time frames, all based on the Strike Trader Elite system. Look below the video for a link to the free signals on the Telegraph application. I'll also post a link to my video that explains the Strike Trader Elite system. I'm pretty sure that I told you that you guys are my favorite people in the whole wide world. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up below if this video helped you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.